Well, good afternoon. Today we have a very special event on Harmonics. I'm Gregory Correa, and we're going to be doing some interviews with some rock and roll legends. We're going to have Roger Collins, Lydia Pence, and so many, many more signing autographs today right here in Barnes & Noble's. Come on in. Before we get underway, enjoy these moments right here because there's some music legends right in front of you. I'd like to invite the author, Bruce Tashler, please. Tashler, come up here, please. And then also I'd like to bring up Mr. Bill Corry. Bill, right here, sir. There's another chair over here. Right over here, Bill. You know, today is very significant because there's a collection of musicians here that played in the past but are still in our presence. One of them right here is Rick Stevens from Tower of Power. We got the man himself, Roger Collins. She's looking good. Hello. Mr. Roger. From the Alec Brummels, if you remember Laugh, Laugh, Sal Valentino. I think there's some Peter Wheaton Breadmen in the audience somewhere. I've seen some of them. There they are. There they are. How you doing, baby? Yeah. From Star Search, a producer, the great Jimmy Bedford. You know, we got from the Fenderman, the original Fenderman. There's Dana, and where's Bob? Where's Bobby, man? Bobby's probably talking to somebody who might be down the drums. Is there anybody else? I seen a member of the Misanthropes somewhere. There he is, right there. Might stay right there. Might stay right there. Hey. Hi, Jay. Jay Cadis. Sorry about that. And the guy that did a lot of these promotions back here, Mr. Don Ryder. Where's Donnie at? Right there. There's Donnie. That is the artist. There's so many things. I'm going to turn the book over, or turn the mic over to Bruce, and he's going to tell you how all of this, being that this is the third one, how this all started. Bruce?
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here. This is incredible. I don't know if you've received your copy yet, but I encourage you to. This is a book that we all know about, all the wonderful bands in San Francisco. Bill Graham, how wonderful Bill Graham was. But not much has been documented as to what took place on this side of the country. And late 90s, I got the idea of maybe writing some stories, interviewing some people, and it evolved into this, a third edition. I want to thank everyone for being here. This is incredible. I didn't expect all of this. And get the book. It's good. I think you'll enjoy it. And get all these autographs. All these legends around here. Get all these autographs.
I didn't get one yet.
I got one for you.
Thanks again.
You know, I left out somebody, and I'm humbly apologize. There is a great man from England who's really also researches our history, Alec Brummel. Ace Records. Make sure you get his autograph also. There's so many. I'm going to have a guy that we all really love and respect, and really is really the beginning of why we're all here and what Bruce and I, but Bruce had the vision, but this man really had the vision. If Bill Graham, and I've said this numerous times on my TV show, if Bill Graham is God, then Bill Corry must be a disciple and he must be Jesus, because he brought so many great bands to the East Bay. I mean, great bands. Them, the Yardbirds, the Birds, Sonny and Cher, Michael Jackson. So there's a lot of things that this man, and I'm going to turn it over to Bill because Bill is truly a great and humble man. Bill?
I can't talk, but I appreciate everybody coming. I'm really happy that you all came here today. And the book, I know, will make this a great success, you know, and I hope the book, maybe there'll be a 4th edition, who knows? Right, Joyce, we can live that long, can't we? Maybe we can. Anyway, have a nice day, and we're gonna have maybe have some of a couple of the legend stars speak to you.
You know, talking about legends, there's a woman here that was probably one of the only rock promoters of her time, way ahead of her time. Joyce Conrad, she's right here. Joyce, could you stand up and just give a little round of applause? And she makes, you know what, she's 85, but she makes me cookies almost every other week. You know, I'm going to have a couple of artists, some legendary artists come up here right now. And the first one is a guy that I just interviewed for my TV show, Mr. Rick Stevens. Rick? Tower Power.
Hola, hola. Hola. Hey, thanks for coming out. Wow, overwhelmed by all this love, but it's really an honor, and it's humbling to see that people still remember and support us. I've been so fortunate to be able to work with a lot of classic musicians, different bands. Me and Lydia Pence have been doing some mini tours. Every time the Tower comes to town, they let me do a cameo, which is giving me some, it's giving me some dynamite notoriety as I make my second comeback. I don't know if you people know my story, but I was away for 36 and a half years at the Betty Ford Center. But, hey, he's the alternative, I'm telling you. I just give thanks every day that I'm on this side of the dirt, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. And, wow, I get to see Roger and baby boy here, both Brummels, man. That was Sly, right? You and Sly and all that folks? Yeah. Good Lord of mercy. We're going back to the 50s and 60s up in here. 70s. 70s.
We're in 2010.
You're a whippersnapper, you. With the classic line, I plagiarized, well, I steal so much. Henny Youngman did it, so I'm Milk Pearl, so I'm good. Where? Come on up here, ladies and gentlemen. I was just talking about you.
We're going to bring the microphone way down for Lydia right
Oh, God. Sorry I'm late.
That's right. You ain't late. You just arrived.
Parking lot. Oh, this is...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lydia Pence from Cold Blood.
Hey. Is this thing on? Yeah. So we are here today to sign some autographs for that new book, right? This is it here, yeah. 3rd edition, right. Garage bands.
We might make the Hall of Fame yet.
The book's in there.
Yeah, the book is in there.
The first two are in there.
Yes, but anyway.
Tell us a little story, Lydia, about Bill Corry over here. Just tell them a little story.
Story about him?
Just one little story.
Gary Schmidt's over there. She knows a lot of stories from him, too.
Hey, Gary, what's going on?
We were partners.
Oh, yeah. I just remember downstairs, down below, was it?
At the Odyssey Room.
Odyssey Room, yeah. I now live about a block away from there now. And I remember you had that, you had everything in the world collectible. Anyway.
You don't have any Frenchie stories at all?
No, I do.
We're ready to put her on the spot.
Yeah, be careful.
You can read it in the book.
Thanks, Lydia. We're gonna get some more people.
Okay.
We're gonna bring up the lead singer from the Bold Rumbles at one time, and still is, Sal Val.
But I told you so. Don't mind my preaching to you. I said, don't trust them, baby. Now you know you're gonna learn everything there is to know it's true. Would you believe me when I give it?
Go right there, thanks.
You did them, right? I went to see that show. The only time I got to see Van Morrison was when I backed up to a point.
Can't hear, you need the mic.
Talk louder. Anyway, I have a story. I think Mike's on. This is about going to see them over in, I guess it was
San Leandro.
San Leandro. They're all the same to me. I can't.
It isn't.
Tap it. No, it's not on.
Come here, sir.
Must be a Bo Brummel running the sound.
Rookie sound tech.
Rookie sound check.
I know him well.
Test.
So turn it up.
Oh yeah? I got his answer.
There you go.
Maybe one foot. Maybe. Hello. Anyway, is anybody hearing any more out there?
Not yet.
I can talk louder. But, anyway, I went to see them at San Leandro, and we were way in the back, and them, you know, Van Morrison, right? You all know that, right? And Van was doing Mystic Eyes, playing harmonica, holding a microphone at the same time. He's playing. Then all of a sudden, Van disappears. It's like, and what happened is he slammed to the floor, still playing, and slowly came back up. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. Of course, I never tried to do anything like that either. But Van was a little smaller. But I thank you a lot because that was really a thrill for me. In fact, I was never able to talk to Van since then. One night we did a show together at Wonderland, and I snuck up on him and said, "Van, I've always thought you're great, man," and I ran away because he was always a little, grumpy. But he's better now. But anyway, thank you for them, and that's the only time I think they're in the Bay Area. Was on your show, yeah. So that's my story.
You know, I'm going to bring the, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to ask these entertainers to also enunciate and get loud because if you can't have a mic, you got to do something extra. I'm going to bring up Alec, president of Ace Records in England.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask him to just tell his story and how he got interested in the music on this scene. Alec?
We don't use the mic. I'm not a president, by the way. No, I'm just like a lot of people around the world. We're all in love with American culture, American popular culture, movies, music in particular. I've been living here for half of my life, 25 years. But the minute I got off the plane, I wanted to know, where's, what was big at that time was Journey and Eddie Money. I didn't care about those guys. I was into Roger Collins or Paul Brummel or stuff like that. So nobody could tell me. So I went looking and managed to just sort of parlay that into just my life of sort of helping to archive and to chronicle what happened in America, particularly in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, which is really a renaissance or renaissance, as you say, period for American popular culture. And East Bay, I think, has always been overlooked. In the histories of Bay Area music, it's always been about San Francisco and the Dead and the Airplane Santana, all wonderful artists. But there's just as much talent in the East Bay, and so I think what these guys have been doing, and I've been very lucky to sort of
assist in it, is just to shine a light on, some just fantastic musicians and fantastic music. And
Alec,
buy the book, please.
Tell them a story about how you brought me back to life.
Well, that was fun. There was a British magazine back in the late 90s that had an interview with, I think it was Nils Lofgren or something like that. And Nils Lofgren, guitarist, used to play with Springsteen and people like that. He had recently covered the Bob Brummel song "Just a Little" in performance, and he got into this thing of dedicating it to the lead singer of the Bob Brummels, who I just heard passed away. And so they, of course, they reproduced this in an article. I wrote a very strongly worded letter. Said, "I just had Sal at my Christmas party. He's very much alive and kicking, whether you like it or not." Anyway, buy the book, please.
I'm going to bring up a great artist, and you've probably heard the song many times. She's looking good, Roger Collins.
Thank you. Yes, hi. My name is Roger Collins, and it's a real pleasure being here. And it's a real pleasure being included in this book with such wonderful musicians and artists. And I want to say a special thanks for all the hard work that was done by Bruce Tashler and Alex, and especially for Bill Corry. I was approached and asked if I would be interested in interviewing for a place in this book, the third edition of this book. And when I heard that Bill Corry had anything to do with it, my answer was yes.
Yay.
Absolutely yes. He had a place called Roller Arena, and he also booked many shows, and he used to promote my show, and he, as all entertainers will tell you, is very, very rare. This is an honest promoter. The man is fantastic. So I'm glad to be in this book. And I also want to say, in the book, it tells about me and my journey from Santa Ana, Texas, a little town in Santa Ana. So all the way from Santa Ana, Texas to San Francisco Bay Area, where I wrote and recorded many songs, including the big blockbuster #1 hit called "She's Looking Good." Then we had one called "Foxy Girls in Oakland." And
Well, yeah, all right. I'll find that again.
It didn't catch till many years later, but it called "True Found Mamas in the East Bay." And so, in my conclusion, in the end, I want to say that I want to appreciate the fact that they put my latest CD called "Through My Eyes," called "One More Time," just one more time, in the book. And "One More Time" was the lead song in the book. And all of a sudden, just before this book came out, there's a breakout song called "Nailed to the Floor." And "Nailed to the Floor" seems to be getting all the attention. "Nailed to the Floor." And it might be timely, because of so much stuff in the world now that makes a lot of people feel like they just nailed to the floor. Even to the point where I heard a guy say, it's hard to fall out of bed when you're already sleeping on the floor. So in my book, I give, in my song, I give hope, because I said it seems like I've been nailed to the floor. And the last part, it sounds something that said, seems like I've been nailed down to the floor. So, well, I gotta do better, people, even if she don't love me no more. So that's "Nailed to the Floor."
Roger Collins. Give him a hand, Roger Collins. Hey, I'm gonna bring up a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Jimmy Bedford. Jimmy, come on up. Yeah. Let Jimmy say a few words about the scene, and really, Jimmy is also in the book, along with me, but Jimmy is also in the book.
Well, I'd like to thank Rick for coming out here today and filming all this. You'll be able to see it on Harmonics. He comes out to all of the book signings. How about a nice hand for Greg? But the two people that I really, really want to say, as a matter of fact, Bruce Tashler, the author, he doesn't want to talk too much, but this guy's hands were killing him. And he was working so hard to get all these interviews typed up. And he was in a lot of pain sometimes, but he got through it, went to the doctor, and he pulled it off. He got all the new interviews. I got Rick to come in, Rick Stevens, and that was just such a big thing because nobody thought we could get Rick. And we did. And we got a bunch of new people in the book. And so I want a nice hand for Bruce Tashler. And somebody that's real quiet here, his name is Alec Brummel. This guy knows more about all the musicians around here than anybody else. It's frightening how much he knows about everybody. He can tell you anything and everything about everybody. And he's brought a lot of respect to the Bay Area music scene, more than anybody else from London, England. Can you imagine that? Ace Records, an English label being interested in the Bay Area. So I think he needs a real big round.
Oh, yes.
And last but not least, the man that really is responsible for this whole thing, gave me my start in the music business at the Moose Club in Castro Valley with that bass player right over there, Al Proetti. What can I say about Bill? He's probably one of the greatest promoters in the history of anywhere.
Yes.
How about a nice hand for the one and only Bill Corry? Hates it, but give him another one. It's fabulous to see everybody here. I want to thank Barnes & Noble Management for working with me, getting this happening. Every time we wanted a book signing, they really went out of their way, but this is really something. How about a nice hand for Stephen? And I'm going to leave at this point and turn it back over to Greg, who's going to put you all on television.
That's right, you will all be on television. I'm going to introduce Dana from Fenderman. Dana, you want to say a few words? And then I'm going to get Gary up here in a few seconds after this.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate the whole thing of everyone coming out here. One guy, Norman here, I know Sal, he doesn't remember seeing me in the book.
Talk to them about your voice.
But Roger Collins.
I don't know your money, do
I remember you too.
Yes, sir.
But Roger Collins, we backed Roger, well, we were featured with Roger Collins at the Rollies back in, oh gosh, I think it was 1966. And it was the first time I've seen Roger since then. So I appreciate everyone coming out here, and I appreciate Bill and Greg for doing all this, and also Bruce for everything you guys have all done now. So it's wonderful that you all can come out and be able to appreciate the history of the East Bay, all these garage bands, fabulous bands, hundreds of bands. So thanks very much.
Thank you. Gary, you want to say a few words? Hey. Come on, Gary. This is Gary Schmidt, who was a partner with Bill.
Probably won't have a hard time hearing me. But I'm Gary Schmidt, and I tell you how I met Bill. Myself and a couple other people produced the Newport Pop Festival on August 3rd and 4th in 1968. The first show to ever draw 100,000 people, and I was up in San Francisco around July buying some time on KYA radio. And Bill was in there buying time for a half a dozen things, I don't know, and we ran into each other there in the offices and struck up a conversation, became great friends to this day. I see him often. He's just a great guy.
And I'll second what's said. He's an honest, upright, outstanding promoter. That's why he didn't make it bigger than he is. That's to his credit. But this is big. This is really big. And I want to congratulate him again. And it was mentioned a little earlier, for those of you who don't know, the first edition of this book is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also the same. There's something there. And by the way, he's running for state senator in Nevada.
That's a good promotion.
I just got word from the author himself, the first, the second, and the third edition that you'll hopefully buy today is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's a few of us, hopefully next year we'll go there and sign it at the hall. But, so this is very, very influential history in here. And there's a lot of people that are just in the audience that are also in this book. So we'll recap a little bit later, but if you want to mingle with some of these guys and talk to Rick Stevens and Sal and Roger Collins, Jimmy Bedford, come on up, get the book. Yes, sir.
Is there someone here from the Beethovens?
You know what? I was looking around. I can't find anybody right now. Is anybody from the Beethovens here today?
There's people here from the rear exit.
Okay, that's good. I haven't seen them yet, but they might be coming. It's from 2 to 4, so they still might come up.
Good luck going
It's
through the
Harmonics.
crowd.
It's my team. And if you want to see our TV show,
Do you want me to carry it?
it's Harmonics on Channel 27, Channel 29 on satellite. And if you want, this show is going to be video, and we also will actually have copies, and it'll be at Bill's print shop in about a month or so. You can get down
I can't stay, yes I know. You know I hate to go, but goodbye. Love was sweet, our worlds can never meet. So I'll cry just a little 'cause I love you so.
I hate to say it, but I told you so. Don't mind my preaching to you. I said don't trust them, baby, now you know.
Right now, with all this great commotion, I got the original drummer from the Eddie Money Band. We go way back together from the Long Branch, Mr. Gene Pardee. Gene, how are
Hi,
you?
Greg. I'm doing wonderful. This is a wonderful day here. I'm seeing a lot of old friends and old faces, and we're certainly amongst our friends there, ain't we?
We are totally amongst our own peers right now. It's great to see you,
Absolutely.
Gene. Are you still playing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you
Well,
at?
I've been playing with Mike Staten, who's now the great Billy London, doing some rockabilly, and I've been doing jam sessions around town and stuff, and having a wonderful time playing. It's beautiful.
This man right here, Gene Pardee, is one of the best drummers you'll ever find in the world, man.
You're too
and he's
kind.
right
You're
here.
too kind.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, Greg. It's good seeing you, my brother.
You too, my brother. Right now, I got the great Jimmy Bedford. Jimmy, man, how does this make you feel today?
It makes me feel absolutely wonderful. I just can't believe the turnout. You know, there's always that little feeling you have every time you do one of these. You just want it to be better the next time, and then you're here early and you look around and you go, wow, and then all of a sudden it just gets crazy like this. So I'm feeling very blessed for everybody. I'm feeling blessed for Bill and Bruce and you and the whole thing and all these people. Just absolutely wonderful, everybody coming together.
It's like crazy good, isn't it?
It's crazy good, man. It's absolutely great.
From the producer of Star Search, you did also help Britney also sing back in the day, didn't you?
I worked stuff for Britney Spears, NSYNC, Gwen Stefani, no doubt, Sarah Evans, but they were just vocal exercises.
Right. Jimmy, it's great to see you, man. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, brother. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
you, Sue Joy.
Right now, I got two legendary guys, man, from the Fenderman, the original Fenderman, Dana and Bob. Bob, how is it? How are you today, man? How does it feel to be here today?
Feels great. I'm glad I'm alive long enough to be here.
I heard you talking to Roger a few minutes ago. It was a great story.
Yeah, Roger remembered us.
I'm sure he did. And I also got Dana, one of the great guitar players of the day, and still playing. Both of these gentlemen are. Tell me what's going on right now with you.
We're still rocking, man.
We're still rocking,
playing,
baby.
and I want to say it's an awful, wonderful experience to be here with everyone.
Isn't it crazy?
All these people, all these legends, these guys here.
It's
been
amazing.
a fantastic time.
Isn't it fantastic?
It's a blessing.
It is a total
And
blessing.
Music is good for the soul. is
It's
all I
good
can
for the
say.
soul. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
That's what keeps us alive right now.
It does, it does.
Keeps us alive.
Thank you so much. Right now I got Don Ryder, the original artist of all these posters, right, Don?
Posters.
What made you think this or do all of this?
I don't really recall everything, but
drinking too much
every
wine.
time at school, too much wine.
Drinking too much wine.
Too much wine is actually the real answer. You're going to milk me, aren't you? You're walking home too.
Yeah.
No, this is a terrific program, and everybody's doing some great things, and everything is good for everybody. The people are walking away with good posters, a good handful of 100% high quality equipment. The guy that's handling the microphone is not doing good, but he's a training.
Thank you, Don. It's a pleasure to see you. Right now, I got Bruce Tashler, the man that wrote all these books. Tell me about it, Bruce. This is our third one. What is it like now?
This is incredible. I never thought there'd be this many people here. But there are a lot of people that are interested in this subject.
Most definitely. So what's in store now? Somebody said, hey, I think Bruce might be up for a fourth. I go, you got to let the man rest for a little bit.
No, I am. I'm ready for a fourth. I've just got to do some fast talking to Bill Corry.
There you go.
About a fourth.
But hey, isn't this great?
It's terrific. Look at all of these people.
I'm telling you. It just keeps growing.
You know what makes it even better is having people like Roger Collins, Lydia Pence, Rick Stevens, all of these people attend, because all of these fans not only get to see Bill and I, but they get to see their idols.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is. Right now I have the legendary singer herself, the great and wonderful Lydia Pence. Lydia, what do you think about today?
I think it's awesome, man. I didn't even think this many people would be coming out here. But
That's how many people love you.
The parking lot is full. This is cool, man.
You know what, Lydia, it is, you are such a fireball on stage. What makes you continue your career?
Well, I think, first of all, I got to thank the Lord.
Thank you.
And I guess for the love of it, something you really, truly love to do. And I think that if a person has that, that's pretty cool,
Yes, it is.
And I'm really happy that I finally get to meet some people here I haven't seen in 50 years. And this is 50 years for me since I first started singing with the first band I ever played with.
Really?
50 years this year. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
Dang.
That's crazy good.
I was really young then, too.
Thank you, Lydia.
12.
You're still young, my dear.
We all are.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, with me is the great. She's looking good. #1 hit, Roger Collins. Roger, what an honor to have you right here today, man. How do you feel?
It's an honor being here, and it's a real privilege being included in that book that's placed in the library at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I'm more happy every time I think that it's published by Bill Corry.
He's a wonderful man. I love what you said about Bill.
Oh, thank you very much, and I mean that from my heart. Bill Corry, every time he promoted shows that I was on, it was always a pleasure. We always had overflowing crowds, and it was just like today. All the people that it's just wonderful, and I'm glad that in the book they were able to mention my new CD.
Yes. Let's see it.
Yes, it's called Just One More Time. Yes, it's called Just One More Time. And we got a breakout song on that. It just broke out. It's called Nailed to the Floor. And in the song, I said, it seems like I'm nailed to the floor. Nailed to the floor. And this is the new CD.
Thank
Just
you.
One More Time.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you so much, and God bless you, man.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
And more rocking in your life, man. Just continue.
Thank you. We try to do that every day.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, right now I got Alec and I got Sal from the Bo Rumbles here right now. What do you think of all this, Alec?
Well, this is a wonderful turnout, Greg. It's great. I mean, we've had a couple of these, as you know, but this is the best yet. And I think it's because of the rock and roll royalty we got here.
Right here, rock and roll.
Where'd you get that shirt?
We'll talk on that a little bit
I was
later.
always looking for a shirt like that.
Sal, how have you been, and what is this? How does this make you feel? People still remember. What
Oh,
the
this
whole
is
road
nice. It's very nice to have people come back and say, I still listen to your records. I love it. We made them to last, you know, I say once in a while, and I'm glad they still like them. I still do. I don't listen to them probably as much as I should, you know. But thanks to him,
Yes.
there's a lot of them out there to be heard. Yeah, and they're all good. I mean, I think some of the Brummels, especially the last couple of box sets that he's done, that's some of the best stuff we did, recorded that we did. You know, we weren't that much live because we just didn't get enough. You know, we weren't. There were no Michael Jacksons, not me anyway. Declan Mulligan was our only Michael Jackson. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Sal. Right now I have the legendary Barry Carlos from the Lexingtons and also a record producer. Barry, how are you?
I'm good. Greg, how you doing?
Man, baby, you always are looking good. Tell me what's going on, and I know, what do you think about this today?
This is phenomenal. I can't believe how many people showed up here and enthused and excited. Wonderful.
And what are you doing right now, Barry? I know you're into some music stuff. You're an author now, and you have a book that's coming out. You want to talk about that again?
Well, I'm working on something new, and working on putting some of the old tapes together and releasing a CD. And then Darlene and I own a toy store, and it's doing really good. We're happy with that.
Excellent.
Fun for the kids and everything.
Well, I'm going to let you get back because I know a lot of people want to have your autograph also today, and we'll talk a little bit later.
Greg, always good seeing you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're still